Hello，大家好，欢迎大家来到读书时间。我们今天继续读《Soft Hearts: A Rett Swinson Mystery》这本书。好，我们现在开始。More laughter erupted from deep in the home. I wanted to leave, but I couldn't now. If I was going to provide assurance to the investors, I needed to stick around for the group toast, and that would likely mean having to face Kaylee. Better to predator than prey. Predator. Better to be predator than prey. I spotted her through the French doors, standing by the backyard pool and holding a glass of wine as she chatted conspiratorially with the third installment wife of one of our investors. Conspiratorially. Really. Conspiratorially with the third installment wife of one of our investors. As expected, Kaylee looked superb. Very good. Wearing a black cocktail dress cut so as to show off her evenly tanned legs, matching her long and straight silky black hair were exquisite black pearls. Matching her long and straight silky black hair were exquisite black pearls. Her large brown eyes were professionally lined. Matching her long and straight silky black hair were exquisite black pearls. Her large brown eyes were professionally lined, tasteful in a way that didn't overpower her naturally glamorous features. Was her background Italian, Greek, American like the Kardashians? I felt I needed to know. Fortifying myself with a big gulp of wine, I headed with my glass to the patio. Provide a place with defensive work as protection against attack. Add a spirit to wine to make port, sherry, or similar drink. Build defense, run, strengthen. She didn't see me, or more likely had pretended not to. I decided to make her sweat a little by taking a detour to one of the tables in the shade of a tiki bar where Alan was laughing and talking with two men I knew. Shade of a tiki bar. Large wooden or small green stone image of human figure, something that is imitative of objects costume associated with tropical islands of the South Pacific. Hello, Alan, I announced flatly. Howdy, Rett, he responded with old-time cheeriness. You know Doug and Frank. Hello, gentlemen, I asked. You'll sit back down, it's just me. Hi, darling, said Doug Lane, a nice enough guy who owned a successful engineering firm. The other man, Frank Carter, saluted me with his big beer glass. With his lovely white hair and tanned skin, Frank looked like a retired professional golfer. He had made his fortune in manufacturing in the 1960s and the 70s, but got out in the 80s when the gettings was good. Frank was a type of big fish Alan would want to land for this project. Shrewd, having or showing sharp powers of judgment, astute, sharp-witted, sharp, acute, intelligent, shrewd. He would be looking for assurance that this new development was going to be well monitored. Trouble was, I was pretty sure I didn't want to monitor the project. For now, though, I'd act like everything was business as usual. In the middle of my conversation, I saw Kaylee shoot into the house like a bottle rocket. As Alan had predicted, I wasn't the only one anxious about an encounter. I excused myself and traced her path into the house, then positioned myself with a replenished wine glass right outside the closed the door of the master suite. Plenish. Filled something up again. Replenish. Fill. Hi, Kaylee, I said cheerfully when she stepped out. Oh, hi, Kaylee said, her smile wide and forced. I knew she couldn't get around me in the narrow hallway. The moment felt private, but if voices became raised, someone would certainly hear us. It's sure been a while, I said. I think we last met a couple years ago in Midtown. Is that where you met Alan for the first time? It wasn't entirely a trick question, but if she admitted knowing him any sooner than that open house, it might suggest that they'd begun their affair a lot earlier. I'm not really sure, she added. We'd begun a variation of the staring game, only with smiles. I was at slight disadvantage because I'd never entered the type of beauty pageants where a girl learned the art of endurance grinning, smiling broadly. Endurance advantage. Steering game. Evade. evade, escape, or avoid. How are you doing these days? She asked, with exaggerated sympathy. Oh, I'm terrific. Light as a feather. I'm sure. Light as a feather. I'm sure if you ever get divorced, you will understand exactly what I mean. She responded, I suppose, while her tone communicated, I aim to keep my man. You'll see, I responded, as in, your man and my man are one and the same, honey. Kaylee was acting all innocent and sparkly, but I suspected she was far from either. She was manipulative and diabolical, and I aimed to confirm it. Diabolical, characteristic of the devil, so evil as to be suggestive of the devil, disgraceful, bad, or unpleasant. Diabolical. Heard you are planning a wedding, I said as took a sip of my drink. Surprise flashed across her face. Oh, really? Who told you that? If it's true, what does it matter who told me, is it? She frowned at me as a teacher might confront a helpless teenager with a lackluster future. Lackluster, lacking in vitality, force, or conviction. Uninspired, uninspiring, not shining though. Uninspired. I said, you realized that Ellen is still married. Oh, Harriet. You knew a long time ago that your marriage was over. You just didn't want to admit it. Oh, really? No one told me it was over. Ellen told you many times he was unhappy, but you didn't listen. He actually didn't tell me any such thing. It's not like Ellen to be so direct. You're right, though. I got the message eventually. I only had to read his text exchanges with you. I thought Ellen was too old for sexting, but I guess I was wrong. Kaylee lifted her chin. By God, this modern woman was bound and determined not to wear the scarlet letter. Responded. Determined not to wear the. Are you finished? She asked. I think I should rejoin my party. Sure, but first You need to apologize, I said, for helping to ruin my marriage. Your marriage was already a disaster. I just helped Alan salvage a life for himself. She smiled, pleased with her pissy comeback. I hope you will find a way to move on and be happy. I really do. PC, fruitful, of a fruit or plant containing much peace. Language or style, tether and terse and vigorously expressive. Come back to short. Oh, I've moved on, I lied. But you, on the other hand, have just gotten started. I got the best years of Alan Swinson. All you are getting is a hand-me-down. Judging by her new home's sparkling decor. Second-hand rarely set well with Kaylee Ryder. Judging by... Her furry was palpable. Are you done finally? Palpable. Palpable. No feeling or atmosphere was intense as to seem almost tangible, able to touch or felt. Right, I said, back to your party, by all means. I began walking away, Kaylee right on my heels. I said over my shoulder to her, I might as well have some of the food that my company is paying for. It's delicious, she said. Peg is just the best. Peg, I asked as we reached the table. Peg, I asked as we reached the table. Oh, sorry, Peggy Kirkland. I'm sure you've heard of her. James Baird nominee and all that. Peg Kirkland. Peggy fucking hated whenever people called her Peg. I'd have to ask her about that later. In the meantime, I'd play along. 好，谢谢大家，我们今天先读到这里吧，那我们下次再见了，拜拜。